Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our midweek message. This afternoon, I'm going to read you the last one of my favourite Bible stories. But before I do this, I would just like to remind you that we have a wee project going on, and that is that we are putting together a collection of bedtime stories. So please, if you can, read a wee bedtime story, record this and send it to me so that we can share it with the others. And this Friday coming at 7 o'clock at night on Facebook, you'll be able to listen to our very first bedtime story. Remember, this doesn't have to be a Bible story. It can be absolutely any story. Thank you so much for participating. The story I would like to read you today is from the New Testament, from Acts, and I'm going to read chapter 12 from verse 1 to 19. And I'm going to read this from the New International Version of the Holy Bible. This is the story of Peter's miraculous escape from prison. It was about that time that King Herod arrested some who belonged to the church, intending to persecute them. He had James, the brother of John, put to death with his sword. When he saw that this pleased the Jews, he proceeded to seize Peter also. This happened during the feast of unleavened bread. After arresting him, he put him in prison, handing him over to be guarded by 4 squads of 4 soldiers each. Herod intended to bring him out for public trial after the Passover. So Peter was kept in prison, but the church was earnestly praying to God for him. The night before Herod was to bring him to trial, Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers, bound with 2 chains, and sentries stood guard at the entrance. Suddenly, an angel of the Lord appeared, and a light shone in the cell. He struck Peter on the side and woke him up. "Quick, get up," he said, and the chains fell off Peter's wrists. Then the angel said to him, "Put on your clothes and sandals." And Peter did so. "Wrap your cloak around you and follow me," the angel told him. Peter followed him out of the prison, but he had no idea that what the angel was doing was really happening. He thought he was seeing a vision. They passed the first and second guards and came to the iron gate leading to the city. It opened for them by itself, and they went through it. When they had walked the length of one street, suddenly the angel left him. Then Peter came to himself and said, "Now I know without a doubt that the Lord sent his angel and rescued me from Herod's clutches and from everything the Jewish people were anticipating." When this dawned on him, he went to the house of Mary, the mother of John, also called Mark, where many people had gathered and were praying. Peter knocked at the outer entrance, and a servant girl named Rhoda came to answer the door. When she recognized Peter's voice, she was so overjoyed she ran back without opening it and exclaimed, "Peter is at the door!" "You're out of your mind," they told her. When she kept insisting that it was so, they said, "It must be his angel." But Peter kept on knocking, and when they opened the door and saw him, they were astonished. Peter motioned with his hand for them to be quiet and described how the Lord had brought him out of prison. "Tell James and the brothers about this," he said, and then he left for another place. In the morning, there was no small commotion among the soldiers as to what had become of Peter. After Herod had a thorough search made for him and did not find him, he cross-examined the guards and ordered that they be executed. What a story! You know, and the reason I love this story so much is because it reminds me so much of what we are all like. See, Peter was in prison. All the Christians were gathered together praying to God to please release him. And then, when God actually answered their prayer and released him, nobody wanted to believe it. And the real lesson in here is, sometimes God does answer our prayers straight away. So let's not be unbelieving if something amazing like that happens to us. I hope that you all have an amazing week, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again on Sunday.